me at 'em. Let me at them little birds. Let me at 'em. Oh, I forgot to say, welcome back to Game Zone Bird Room.
Welcome back, YouTube, to a 100th video special.
Game Zone Bird Room.
Hello.
Game Zone Bird Room.
And of course, it's not the Game Zone Bird Room without my baby birds. So what have I got for you today, guys? I thought I'd do, for my 100th video, a trip down memory lane. And the year was Christmas 1996. This is when I got the Sega Saturn, this big, beautiful, bulky box. The size of it must have been one of the largest consoles at the time. The sheer bulk of it. Always associate size with power. And this is what this was. This was a very powerful 32-bit system back in the day. And what a great Christmas. And a console is nothing without great games to play. And the console came packed with 3 cracking games back in the day. Rex, I'm trying to do a video. Oh, the animals do not want me to do a video today. Now I've got Betsy in here. And Ted. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare working with animals. Don't ever try it. She's back again. And she is, isn't she cute? My little Betsy Boos. Hey? Yeah. Not only is this a 100 video special, it's an animal special as well. Anyway, the 3 games in question. Now, the first game I actually put in my shiny new console was Daytona USA. This game got a lot of slack when it first came out, and you know, I get it, I really do get it. You know, compare this to the pack-in PlayStation 1 game, Ridge Racer, and yeah, pretty poor pull. To me, I didn't even notice the difference. On the back of this is what it says on the back. It says, brought to you by the top game coders of AM2, this pixel perfect conversion of the smash hit coin-op contains the bumper-to-bumper action found in the stunning arcade original. I was 12 years old when I got this game. I believed that shit. Can you believe it? I actually believed that shit. definitely not pixel perfect, same as the arcade. Definitely not. Sega, you're liars. You're absolute liars. But, may not have been a great looker. Fucking played brilliant. It really did. I probably spent more time on this game, Christmas Day, than the other two. It was a lot more... With the amount of cars on screen, it was a lot more fun, you know. It was pure arcade adrenaline, you know what I mean? It was so many stuff happening. You know, the crashes were unbelievable. Just such a brilliant game. Second game I put in, another racer, game racer, you'll be happy, and that is the legendary Sega Rally. Now this was a brilliant arcade conversion. Really, really great graphics on it. It still looks fairly good to this day, especially for a Sega Saturn game, and plays superbly. It really does. It plays absolutely beautiful, this game. Still not completed it after what is that, 24 years. Still not completed the game. That's how shit I am. But love playing this. Great two-player mode on it. That was another thing I was disappointed about Daytona. I had to wait bloody two years until, well, not a sequel, a re-image of Daytona, the Championship Edition, which had two-player mode, but it didn't feel like Daytona, especially to that and what I played in the arcade. It just didn't. I don't know. It looked like this, but didn't play like Daytona USA. But what a cracking game Sega Rally is. Terrific two-player mode on it. Handles beautifully. Graphics at the time for the Saturn were outstanding. Brilliant game. And last, but certainly not least, at the time, after playing this, it really did become my favourite fighting game. For a while, I've gone back to Street Fighter 2, which is still the ultimate fighting game of all time, in my personal opinion. And that is Virtual Fighter 2. Again, played the arcade version of this at Cascades in Gravesend, and I didn't really notice the difference, really, first of all, because you only play it for a short time in the arcades, you don't really get to play it for any sort of long period. And so when I popped this in, I really did think this was arcade perfect. It was what's I going to say? Oh, it was done in its high res mode, so over 700 lines, almost 720p basically. Back in the day, eh? Bloody hell. Still plays absolutely, still my favourite Virtual Fighter game of all time. 5 and 4 are really, really good, but this just plays, well, personally I think it plays better than them. And for a Saturn game, absolutely stunning. Still probably their best looking game on the Saturn still to this day. And I would argue, I mean, if you did a top 20 Sega Saturn game list, I would be really surprised if these three games weren't in it. So, let's play these games.
First up is in fact the first game I popped in my shiny new console, Daytona USA. As I've said before, you know, the game, not that great looking. I mean, it was a rush job when it originally came out, but boy, does this still play fantastic. Plays just like the arcade. Couldn't believe it originally when I read the back and it said it was pixel perfect. It's not. It's definitely not. I mean, look at the visuals. You watch those drawings, they just pop into view like nobody's business. really poorly executed. But it didn't matter. This was an arcade game that you could play at home. You didn't have to put loads of coins in it. It was on tap for you to play at any time of the day. Unless you was at school, and obviously you couldn't play it until you got home. But it was something to look forward to. I mean, I came home always looking forward to popping one of these 3 games. I mean, these 3 games I had for probably 7 months before I got my next 2 games, which was Virtual Racing and Athlete's King. So these were the only 3 games I had for a large portion of the year. But boy, 3 fantastic games. Sorry, Donnie is making a lot of noise in the background. He's got the ump for some reason. I don't know why. Right, I think they've had their funny 5 minutes. Where am I? 12th, not bad. A few good laps. My first lap was my best, 17.98. I said it once, I'll say it again, this is still a fantastic quality game. Really is. Needs to be in any Sega Saturn collection. Next up, I thought I'd break it up as I've got 2 racing games. We've got Virtual Fighter 2. Now this game does still look absolutely stunning. These visuals from, 95 is it? Late 95 this game came out. Love the evolution as well. From sort of blocky figures to smooth polygons. Really amazing stuff, the way Sega got a handle on the complexity of the Saturn in quite a short period of time. Shame other third parties didn't quite get the hang of creating these great games for the system. I think a lot more people appreciate how good the Saturn was now. Especially finding out the sort of Japanese side of the system, some of the import games, especially the shooters. Saturn had some amazing shooters that you could import from Japan. I do like my shooters, just I prefer, me fighting games, racing games, adventure games. Sort of stuff. I mean, look at the visuals for this game. Late 95. Wonder what Virtual Fighter 3 would have looked like. Apparently they completed the game for the Saturn. But they looked amazing. But I think Sega didn't want to release it due to the fact it could hurt sales for the Dreamcast, which was just released, and it was a launch title for the Dreamcast, so they decided to scrap the Saturn, which is a real shame, because Union Suki actually took lead on the Saturn version, so that probably would have been a lot closer to the arcade version, not visually, but the game mechanics and that sort of stuff would have been a lot closer than the Dreamcast, which I mean was not a bad version at all. It's just that they outsourced that to a different company. I think Sarah's going to beat me here. It's a bit annoying. Come on, Cage. You're a ninja. You're a ninja who's being controlled by a crap player. That's why you're losing, innit? Did win that one. It's the decider. Can I win it? That's it. Don't like hitting ladies, but I must win. Go on, punch in the face. No, no. Oh, I'm gonna. I think you're gonna beat me. Oh, kick to the face. Sorry, darling. That was too good for you. And last but certainly not least, one of the all-time classic Saturn games, Sega Rally. Graphically, when it came out, again, another good-looking game. Would have liked to see it in its in Sega's high resolution mode, but we've got a solid 30 frames per second. Great graphics. Plays just like the arcade.
3, 2, 1, go!
Plays better than Sega Rally 2. Not that I'm dissing Sega Rally 2, I absolutely love that game. I do love the 10-year championship that they added, where this is more better boned. Wasn't many features for this conversion. It's literally the arcade. They put in a 2-player mode, time trial. But other than that, it is very bare basic. It didn't need to be anything else though. You wanted to play it because it was like playing at the arcade. And again, didn't have to put coins in it. Just whack it in your system, play. And that's what I love about it. Absolute great game. Back to my boat race.
Anyway guys, thank you for joining me on my trip down memory lane. The Sega Saturn has my Christmas present. 3 games to play, 3 awesome games to play. What a great Christmas. 96. Oh, that's a long time ago, isn't it? They still play as good now as they did then. And I'm pretty much the same. Except for, obviously, older and fatter and going slightly grey around the sides. But yeah, mine's still like a 12-year-old. Anyway guys, thank you for joining me for 3 of my favourite games. If you enjoyed the video, remember button bash that like, subscribe, hit the little notification bell, always miss that bit, and take it easy.
Game Zone Bird Room.